First tonight, it was the ultimate revenge. Tradies trashed their own work to get back at a couple who complained. All that Janet and Derek Bennett wanted was the roof restored on a home they bought to fund their retirement. Now their plans are literally in ruins.
Why did you go back there and then cause $15,000 worth of damage?
Just so heartbreaking, it really is.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It was supposed to be their retirement nest egg. Derek and Janet spent $30,000 of their savings and a year of hard work renovating this home. In one night, their house was trashed by the tradies they hired to restore their roof. The tradies, brothers David and Ben Carson, who run Budget Roof Restoration.
This is how they left the roof. It's disgusting. Disgusting.
Look, all we did is we took our gutters back off the roof and we took the amount of tiles that we put on there. We sent them a letter in.
What about the damage to the downpipes? What about the damage you've done to the walls and the rendering of the house?
There is no damage to the house.
No damage? That's not what the Bennetts found after the Carson boys destroyed their own work Monday night last week.
Well, they pulled all the gutter here, ripped all the tiles, broken tiles, all the ridge capping's been ripped off, and not carefully either, it's all broken. And then when they couldn't get things off, that they just maliciously damaged the downpipes and just ripped them off, and breaking all the stormwater drains that we had hooked up to them as well. What I'm going to show you here is how they left this corner. I mean, if someone had been walking underneath here, they could have got hit by any of these tiles.
Budget Roof Restoration quoted more than $6,000 to replace the gutters, downpipes and fix and paint the roof.
They weren't the cheapest people. We thought, well, they're local, we'll get local people to do it,
4 days after the job was supposedly complete, Derek and Janet say their roof was a total botch job.
Just to give you an idea of their workmanship, here's one of the original tiles, Celastic, then covered over. They're supposed to replace all these tiles.
You gotta be kidding me.
We showed the pictures of the damage and the original work to builder Brad Trethewin from Bradco Constructions in Sydney.
With the spray job, you can tell that they've probably done one coat. That's what it looks like to me. And you need a minimum of 3 coats for starters. The ridge capping, it's completely falling apart. They've just smashed out tiles. I've never seen anything like this. It's unbelievable. On
their original job where they did their pointing, all the original stuff just left on the roof and then painted over. When the wind blows it all off, you've got orange spots on the roof. So yeah, that's why we didn't pay them in the first place. The job was just substandard.
Derek and Janet took their complaint to the Painters Registration Board, only to find out David and Ben aren't registered painters. After an inspection and a hearing, the PRB ruled the roof coating shows poor coverage and poor preparation. And in general, the preparation and coating of the tiled roof shows poor workmanship, and it's the inspector's opinion this quality is not to an industry standard. The board ordered David Carson to pay the Bennetts $4,700 to fix the botched job.
The gutters have been ripped out, tiles that haven't been painted properly. I mean, the whole thing was a complete joke. Your work is completely shoddy. Builders have said it. The Painters Registration Board has said the work is shoddy as well. What would you say to the Painters Registration Board about their judgment of the work? You can give us an explanation, David, surely. Surely you can explain to Janet and Derek why they'll have to replace the entire roof after they were going to pay you $6,000.
They never paid us.
Look, they paid you a $1,000 deposit. Why didn't you finish the job off properly?
The people that did the job, they probably think they're getting back at the client, but it's actually vandalism. Charges should be brought to them because this is something that should not happen. They've actually destroyed the home.
Are you worried now that police are going to charge you that you destroyed their property? So are you going to give us any explanation at all of what you did?
You'd think the police would get involved, but David and Ben reckon they got advice from police and their lawyer to go onto the Bennett's property and take back their materials. They sent a letter to Janet and Derek threatening what they were going to do if the Bennetts didn't pay them $4,500. But Janet and Derek already had a court order upholding the Painters Registration Board ruling David Carson owes them $4,700. But that didn't stop the boys taking their revenge. Derek reported the destruction to police, but he says they're refusing to get involved.
They said it was just like a civil thing because it hasn't been finalised as a contract, so they can't step in until it's all finalised.
Without a police report, Derek and Janet can't file an insurance claim.
We're never given the opportunity to rectify any situation. It was do not come on our property.
David and Ben agreed to give us an explanation.
The paint job, I admit, isn't up to scratch, being that the painter that we employed as a contractor did a substandard job. I mean, I understand that, but in regards to the guttering and the tiling work, there's no problem with that at all.
But what about taking responsibility for the way that you left the house after you removed all your so-called guttering? It's now in a very unsafe condition.
We gave them 1 year to pay the bill. 1 year, and they still have not paid the bill.